Comrades, he made some fundamental points tonight. He said that Labour cares about the people of this country. Labour cares about the people of this country with respect to health care. And that is why this morning in Old Road, we open a brand new health centre for the people of Old Road. I want you to give the representative down there a round of applause. Comrade Glenn Ghost Philip, who agitated for that new health centre down there and work in collaboration with the Minister of Health. And we have a brand new health centre. We will be able to offer new services to the people of Old Road and the surrounding areas. And we have a good doctor working down there, I'm told. And they told me it's Dr. Vance Gilbert is the doctor down there. So imagine we have a new brand health centre down there and we have a good doctor working down there. Labour doing good for the people of the surrounding areas down there. Comrades, and he went on to mention that in the country we have quite a few people sometimes who suffer from chronic diseases. May be diseases of the heart, may be diseases such as cancer, and sometimes have difficulties in going abroad for medical care because we don't have it here. And what he said is that this government will establish a national health insurance for all the people of the country. So when you get sick, you won't have no problems no more wondering where you're going to get money to go and see the doctor or where you're going to get money to go overseas. This is a caring Labour government. This government has in almost, how much hours here? This cabinet and this Labour slate, we have 3 medical doctors on this slate here. You have Dr. Denzel Douglas, you have Dr. Assi Martin, you have Dr. Wilson, and there's the next doctor coming soon. Me not call no name. One gone and another one coming. So that is why we are saying to you tonight that this is a government that is concerned and interested about your health care. Imagine, you know the history. You know the history of the healthcare sector in this country. You remember when we came in 1995 and I took over as the Minister of Health, what JNF used to look like. Where JNF used to look like. I transformed the healthcare sector in this country. All around the country, all the health centers were actually rehabilitated and renovated by Dr. Earl Assi Martin. We built a brand new hospital up there, JNF Hospital. Not only did we improve the infrastructure, but we improve on the human capital up there. We were able to get professionals, specialists coming in from Cuba to provide specialist care for the people of the country. And then I recall when we went to Cuba, when the Prime Minister led a delegation to Cuba, I was part of that delegation. And I went and I tell Fidel Castro that we have young doctors in Cuba who are studying medicine. And we must provide them with the professional training that they can become specialists. Become specialists. And St. Peter's produced quite a lot of those doctors. Quite a few of them went off to Cuba to study. 5 of them, they say, went off. We have Dr. Tuckett. We have Dr. Joe. Dr. Philip. Dr. Wilkin. And Dr. Clark. And out of that, couple 2 of them now specialize in one in the USA and one in Cuba, specializing. One come back and working at the Joseph N. France Hospital as a radiologist. Give Labour a round of applause. Young people will stay away to study, to come back, to improve the quality of healthcare in this country. That is what Labour is all about. Pam was there all those years and didn't provide nothing. We improve not only on the infrastructure, but we improve on the human capital in this country. Human capital. And I ain't talking about who down there specializing still and who down there still training in medicine. We expect very shortly that we would want the whole Joseph N. France Hospital have our own specialists working up there, our nationals. We want to reach the stage where we ain't have to send and have people from other countries coming in. We want to train our own people. That is what Labour is all about. Give Labour a round of applause. That is what Nigel Wilson was talking about tonight. Improvement in healthcare. Quality of life improve. Comrades, we want to move on quickly. We want to move on quickly. And I want you to help me to welcome to the microphone our next speaker tonight. Our next speaker tonight is a good speaker. He's been doing good things. Good things in the Ministry of Tourism. Transforming tourism in this country. More ships coming now. More ships coming now. People improving, more taxi on the road now. They thought when they leave us that we wasn't going to fall long in tourism. But tourism doing better under a better Minister of Tourism now. Minister Skerritt, give him a round of applause. And don't worry. Now we take over the Ministry of International Trade and Local Trade. The amount of things that he has brought to Cabinet to improve international trade in this country. People was there sitting down for months, for years, sabotaging the government, ain't bringing forward nothing. Now we got a new minister, all kind of things coming forward now to help people. So I want you to help me to welcome to this microphone. In Paris Village, where we're going to make sure we bring back this constituency to Labour. I want you to welcome to the microphone the Honorable Richard Skerritt, our next speaker.
I see people dressed in costume, food and drink being consumed, young people walking up, old people jumping up, woman with child in hand, chipping behind a costume van. I see big truck keep coming down, kicking off every sound, so guy is all I hear, right from the start of the day, all color, creed and class, moving together, making mass. Oi, 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 something's happening, and it's so exciting. People just having fun, one big celebration, must be already.
The people of Stapleton, good night. People of Paris, good night. The people of constituency number 8, good night. I'm very proud to be here in St. Peter's tonight. St. Peter's have some of the best people in this country. I'm very proud to worship with them every Sunday in the St. Peter's Anglican Church. I've met some of the nicest people in my life up here in St. Peter's. And one of the nicest men I've ever met is Cedric Roy Liebert. I had the privilege for 5 years to sit next to him in cabinet. And we supported each other. He helped me to get orientated early on as a minister. And I will be eternally grateful to him. And I think the people of this constituency should be eternally grateful for what he has done up here. The people of this constituency should be proud of what Labour has done up here. This is one of the constituencies where you can see where the debt went. You can see the infrastructure, you can see the houses, you can see the playing fields, you can see the centers, you can see the primary school, you can see where this government has spent money in this constituency. So comrades, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here to just share a few words with you tonight. I want you to forgive me because I have a bit of a sore throat and I'm not going to be able to speak for more than a few minutes. But I want to let you know that last week, Thursday night, we had a great time down in Mansions. And those of you who are there, and those of you who have been following us on the internet, on the radio, you'd have heard me when I said that I had had a sad afternoon. And all I said was I paid condolences to a young lady from our ministry who had passed, and we had been to the funeral. And you'll understand that. As much as we try to celebrate the life of people at the time of a funeral brings a lot of sadness as well. So I think the people understood why I was sad. But I also said I was sad because somebody had sent me a photograph. They had sent me a photograph showing me at this press conference where they had these 6 stooges sitting. And sitting very close to each other, dressed in gold and yellow, was a former comrade and the leader of PAM. 2 of them dressed pretty much alike, grinning and skinning teeth with each other. And all I said was, looking at him in his gold made me sad. That's all I said. And the man abused me stinking for the last week. The man abused me every day just because I talk the truth. And guess what? He went on the radio and said, it ain't gold he had on, is orange. Well, comrades, I must be colorblind. But whatever it is he had on was not the point. The point is that I said it was a sad photograph. A sad photograph because it brought to light, straight in front of my very eyes, the end product of what has been taking place in an underhanded way for a few years. And all I was saying to the Labour people is that as much as we need to move on and move forward, it was a sad development indeed. And the man abused me off. But today in court, comrades and friends, was another sad picture painted of the same 2 gentlemen sitting down next to each other on the other side of the court. I have to say, honestly, it looked like he had on orange today. I think since I talk about the goal, it looked as if he trying his best to convince people it was really orange. So he wearing bright orange now. But whatever it is he was wearing, on the other side of the courtroom, these 2 gentlemen were sitting next to each other with very sad faces. So I was sad last week, and they were sad today.
Hypocrites and parasites.
And the reason why they were sad today is because they didn't get what they wanted to get from the court today. The government went into court today, and we were very well prepared. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate our legal team. I want to congratulate our Attorney General, the Honorable Jason Hamilton, who helped to put this team together, and his colleague, the former Attorney General, the Minister of Legal Affairs and Justice, the Honorable Patrice Nisbet. 2 of them were there in court today as well. I want to congratulate them for putting together a very strong and powerful legal team, well prepared, and did what governments are supposed to do. We did our homework, we did our preparation, and we went to battle. We're not going to boast about it. This is not something that you're supposed to gloat about. Whenever Pam has a victory in court, they come out and they jump up and they go all around the place celebrating. Well, we don't do that because governments don't do that. Governments work for the people. But the significance of today, why the two of them were sitting across on the other side of the court with the long faces, is because they failed to achieve what they tried to achieve by taking court action, by suing all of us in Parliament on the other side, including me. In all the years, I'm 56 years old, I've never had anybody serve me with any papers in my life. I never yet do nobody nothing. Last week, Wednesday, as I'm coming out of government headquarters, they had a guy on the other side of the road running across to catch me to stick some papers in front of me. When I look, I see Sam and Tim and their friends suing me. And they sue all of us, and that's why we were in court today. And it really was a sad occasion for them. But I want to make the point simply tonight that the significance of what took place in court today is that your government can now continue to work in Parliament uninterrupted.
They can't keep a good man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to frown. Keep the vibes and I stood my ground. They will never ever take my crown.
Your government can now continue with the people's business. There is nothing that can now stop Parliament from meeting. There is nothing that can now stop this government from taking up its legislative agenda and continuing to move forward for the people of this country. But comrades and friends, there have been legal actions before, and there'll be legal actions again. Because you know that Pam wants to take this government through the courts. You know that Pam wants to take this government back in every way they can other than by going to the people and getting the votes. Because they know that Labour has the people, and the people have Labour. Comrades and friends, they will continue, and you can expect more to come. Because the plan of Tim and Sam and their colleagues in PAM has been a very clear plan. We saw it coming, but some of us were in denial. It was coming at us for several years. Those of you who were in the party convention a year ago, you would have seen it coming. You wanted to stop it. But our leader, Dr. Denzil Douglas, through the goodness of his heart and his caring and loving concern for party unity, gave them another chance. Another chance. But unfortunately, comrades and friends, the picture is now clear. There's no turning back. The plan has been a plan to paint Douglas as an uncaring prime minister. And the plan has been to get everybody that they could influence to hate that man. Their plan is about hatred. I call them all kinds of different names, but essentially they are Douglas haters. How could you set up a political strategy based on hatred? The Labour Party is about love. The Unity Party is about hatred for one man, Douglas. They are rallying everybody who they think hates Douglas. The only thing they're united in is hating Douglas. They want to convince the voters of St. Kitts-Nevis that if you take Douglas down, automatically everything everywhere is going to be at the best that it can be. Well, we know that that is nonsense. We know how hard we have to work every day on your behalf. We know how challenging and competitive this world is. We understand what it is to operate in a global world where everybody is fighting for a piece of the action. Their plan is to try to fool Labour supporters into believing that these united Douglas haters will take better care of Labour people than Douglas and the present Labour leaders. And you know that is nonsense. You know that that is nonsense. The former comrades are on the radio morning, noon, and night trying to tell people that everything good that has happened in this country is they do it. And everything bad that has happened is Douglas do it. Well, Labour people ain't stupid. The people of St. Kitts-Nevis not stupid. Painting a picture of chaos and confusion will not win St. Kitts-Nevis people over to their side. Painting a picture of crime and discontent and disruption and public unrest will not do it. That is not a plan for development. That is a plan to undermine and a plan to sow hatred that we will not condone. Comrades and friends, telling people that we are the worst country in the Caribbean, telling people that we have the highest crime rate in the Caribbean, and that it is all the fault of Douglas, not only is a lie, but it is a plan that will not stand. Because, comrades, I know that you know better. You know that Douglas cares. You know that Labour cares. You know that the Labour government cares. And you know that this Labour government works hard on your behalf every day. Every single day, there are developments taking place in this country for bettering lives, for improving the quality of life in this country, for empowering people, for bringing more opportunities to people. Not everything has happened perfectly, but every day you get perfect effort from this government. Just today you heard about the opening of the new health center in Old Road. Remember, comrades and friends, this is midterm. Elections are really not due until 2015. The things you see going on with government now is this government planning with recovery out of 2 very difficult years of recession. The turnaround that you're seeing in the economy right now, the capital projects that you see coming forward, including the health center today, the construction projects, the investment program was always planned for 2013 when we anticipated having cut the debt, having tightened the belt for a little bit, having introduced VAT, and having reorganized the way we do things to deal with the difficult world conditions. We always knew that 2013 would be a year of recovery. None of us thought it would be a year of election. This was never supposed to be an election year. But our 2 comrades decided they want it now. They decided they want government reins to be theirs now. They want to be on top now. And so they set out to undermine the Right Honorable Dr. Denzil Douglas and to try to take down his government any which way they could. Comrades and friends, my simple message to you tonight is that you know that this Labour government works on your behalf. You know that your Prime Minister is the hardest working Prime Minister in the Caribbean. You know that the Labour policies are policies designed with you and your family in mind. I thought Dr. Norjan Wilson spoke brilliantly tonight. He put it in perspective. After he finished speaking tonight, this meeting could have ended because he said everything that you needed to hear about Labour. He was right on target. He was right on point. I couldn't say it better. But comrades, you know that Tim and Sam and their hate-filled PAM colleagues have no plan to take this country forward. And you know that labor is good. Labor is good all the time. Comrades and friends, we have led this country through a very difficult period. And I'm very proud of the direction that this country is taking this year, 2013. I want anybody to talk about tourism. Tim say that I don't know nothing about tourism. He know about everything. He's the brightest man in St. Kitts. His colleague is the brightest man in Nevis. And the two of them fighting to see who is the brightest man in St. Kitts-Nevis. But none of them could say who the leader is. You know who your leader is. You know what he has done. You know the party he has been leading. And you know the team that he has with him. You need to deal with what you know. Don't deal with what you don't know. And you don't know who's going to lead you and where they're going to lead you. Comrades and friends, this is why we are confident. We are confident because we have the experience, we have the people, we have the leadership, and we have generated the resources by tightening our belts and reorganizing ourselves, and we have come through a very difficult period, and we're ready to rumble again. That is why we are rolling out housing projects again. That is why we're rolling out infrastructure projects again. And that is why the investment is rolling in, and you're going to see an unprecedented upsurge of economic activity in 2013. It has already begun, and all of us will benefit. All I ask is that you be patient and keep on working hard and diligently towards your goals. Look out for your families, look out for your friends, and look out for your comrades, and look out for your labor leaders. Good night, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends. Thank you very much. Keep the faith and stay strong.
I see people dressed in costume, food and drink being consumed, young people walking up, old people jumping up, woman with child in hand, chipping behind a costume van. I see big truck keep coming down, kicking off heavy sound, soca is all I hear, right from the start of day, all color, creed and class, moving together, making mark. Oi, 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 something's happening, and it's so exciting. People just having fun, one big celebration, must be a really grand occasion. Oi, 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 something's happening that you shouldn't be missing. Dancing along the street, moving to soca beat, and all the women looking sweet. Oi, 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 oi.
Comrades, let us give Comrade Ricky Skerritt a round of applause. Good things happening in tourism. Good things happening in international trade. Something happening with labor. Something happening with you. But comrades, nothing happening with them. Not a thing happening with them.